Folks, the hell is real derby down the side has seen a lot of great matchups, starting when these two teams met up in the US Open Cup fourth round back in 2017. But today they face off in the biggest matchup of this rivalry, the 2023 MLS Eastern Conference Finals, with the trip and hosting rights to the MLS Cup Final on the line. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mihir Sinhasan, and welcome to my broadcast setup here in Phoenix, taking a look at what should be a great matchup here at TQL Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. The Supporters Shield winners, FC Cincinnati, fresh off 3 wooden spoons in 2019 through 2021, and fresh off a playoff appearance in 2022, looking to make a victory against the Columbus Crew, who roll in as a third seed and fresh off an extra time win over Orlando City last week. FC Cincinnati already exacted revenge on one team last week in the Philadelphia Union, who saw them out of the playoffs last year in a 1-0 victory at TQL last week on Thanksgiving weekend. This time, it will be all about trying to get back at their rivals. This is the third time these two teams are meeting up this year. The first time here at TQL Stadium on May 20th, where FC Cincinnati won 3-2. The second one in Columbus at Lower.com Field, where the Crew won 3-0. Both teams will get their pictures taken on the sideline. So with that, let's take a look at the starting lineups. FC Cincinnati opting for the 3-5-2 today. Roman Celentano in goal. Ian Murphy, Yerson Mosquera, and Alves Powell across the back. Alvaro Barrio will be your left wing back. Santi Arias will be on the right. Junior Moreno, Lucho Acosta, your 2023 MVP. And Yuya Kubo will be in your midfield. Brandon Vasquez and Aaron Bupenza slide up top. Taking a look at Columbus Crew, they will opt for the 3-4-2-1 with Patrick Schulte in goal. Their center backs being Malte Amundsen, Rudy Camacho, and Steven Morera. Midfielders to the middle, left to right, Yaya Boa, Aiden Morris, Darlington Nagbe, and Mohamed Farsi. Attacking midfielders, Diego Rossi and Alexandro Matan, and Cucho Hernandez up top. Both teams led by relatively new head coaches in MLS, relatively new to their team. Pat Noonan in his second year in MLS, second year with FC Cincinnati, led them to the playoffs last year, and now back in the Supporters Shield. Just been a change overall for side. It's all about trying to go forward and trying to get to a spot that works really well, as was the case with Wilfried Nancy, who was the manager for Columbus, or rather, before Columbus. This year, he was the manager for CF Montreal, leading them to the playoffs and a finalist for the Coach of the Year last year, while Pat Noonan won the award this year. Both teams out on the pitch. FC Cincinnati will be the ones kicking this one off. A lot of big offense, a lot of key games between these two sides, in what has become one of the most quintessential rivalries in Major League Soccer over the past few years, meet up once again for what should be a thrilling final down the stretch. FC Cincinnati with 69 points during the regular season, and Columbus Crew just a little behind with presumably what seems to be 54, so could be incorrect. But nonetheless, everybody out on the pitch. This is what everybody wishes for. This is what everybody dreams of when they start playing. And it's what's quintessential as we are underway here from TQL Stadium. FC Cincinnati in the all-blue kits going from right to left. Columbus Crew with the yellow tops, black shorts, and yellow socks going from left to right. Throwing will be seen out here for Columbus. Will be relatively on the edge between the midfield and their defensive third on the left flank. Throwing will be taken by Amundsen. Getting a few changes. FC Cincinnati coming off the 1-0 win. Yerson Mosquera with the winner in stoppage time. Columbus Crew with 2 late goals against Orlando, both of which were in extra time to win 2-0. As here comes the Crew the other way. Cucho Hernandez rolling towards the right, about 35 out towards Mohamed Farsi on the right. Taps it back forward towards Cucho. Cucho dashes on the right, cross in. Cleared away there by Ian Murphy on the left side. Throw-in for Columbus deep in the attacking third. As I mentioned before, no Matt Miazga, Defender of the Year for FC Cincinnati, suspended for the next 3 games, which includes the entirety of this 2023 season. And it also means no Nick Haglund out with surgery. No Obina Wobodo in the starting lineup, although he is available on the bench. Farsi back with the throw-in, tapped with Cucho again. Farsi trying to get around Acosta, who will shield the Columbus Crew player off. Back towards the right with Nagbe now. Right hand side again, Morera with Farsi tapped out far side for Cucho. Played in low. Trying to dance it around, trying to get it towards Diego Rossi. Kubo nicking his way through, right towards Farsi again. Barrial tracking back. Cucho continues to roll his way edge of the box. Cucho takes a shot, and it'll be the first save of the night for Roman Celentano, diving towards his right on the lower shot. 1:30 left to go in this first half. Seems like there's might be some problems here. So we go back to the live look once again. So here comes Columbus the other way. Yeboah trying to clip this through towards Cucho. He heads it as it rolls towards the right edge of the box. Barrial retreats back, and he will clear this one inside of his own box, deflected off of Cucho, and it'll be a throw-in for FC Cincinnati. 2:17 left to go. Wilfried Nancy with a 4-2 record in the MLS Cup playoffs. That is 4 wins and 2 losses. Most recently, as CF Montreal lost to NYCFC at home. Possession back with Columbus. That was a common threat in the first 2 games of Hell is Real, as Columbus won the possession battle quite handily, at least 60% in both. FC Cincinnati below 40 in both matchups. Farsi again. Tapped again with Nagbe. Now towards the center with Aiden Morris, and now played towards Amundsen, back towards midfield. He'll be on the middle left part of the pitch. Looks upfield, and now just pass it out towards the left. A grounder towards Yeboah. Yeboah plays through towards a running Amundsen, left-handed side of the box. Played it back again towards Rossi, inside the box. Rossi clips it edge. That one's clipped away from Moreno, trying to find Farsi there at the top of the key. And Barrial will just see this one out. He's trying to chip it towards the side. 3:20 left to go in this first period. Again, my apologies for the clock starting a little bit later than usual. Seems like there might be a little lag, but you know what? That's totally fine. But Columbus starting off with the attack here early in this one. I do apologize if I do read a little long. Seems like the play clock in TQL, what I see on MLS, about maybe 2 or 3 seconds over mine. But you know what? That's totally fine, as it's back with Nagbe. Middle part of the pitch, taken down by Kubo. Free kick coming up for Columbus, a little bit beyond, about 5 yards or so beyond the midfield line in Cincinnati territory. Alan Chapman will be your referee today. Referees have been kind of a problem at times for FC Cincinnati, even in this matchup down the stretch. Shortly taken as it's out towards Diego Rossi on the far left side of the pitch. Harrowing out about 30 yards. He'll pass it back again towards Amundsen. Back again towards the back line again. Seen towards the back with the midfield, right in the midfield circle with Rudy Camacho. He'll play this forward. Pressure coming by Ian Murphy and Cincinnati, as it's seen out towards Morer, who will save this on the far side. Now with Farsi. Back to goal against Barrial, and he could not do a 1-2 with Matan. Throw in again with Moreno, so it's tapped back towards Murphy. And now with Yerson Mosquera, who will roll towards the right inside his own box, and now will get it outside for Alvis Powell, playing your right center back block today. Hells Real has had 4+ goals scored in the 4 of the last 6 meetings, so it's shown down the side. Tapped again, and again possession has been quite sparing, as here come the home side again. Arias lays it off towards Acosta. Far right, midfield part, back towards Arias as he rolls towards the box. Arias trying to keep foot with Amundsen. Got tripped up for a little while. Plays a ball across, and it did not take a deflection out on the end line for a goal kick. 6 minutes of play here from TQL Stadium, and that was the first attacking opportunity, if you will, for FC Cincinnati. Columbus holding on to possession early in this one. A few changes down the side against FC Cincinnati. Played without Hagelin, without Miazga. Held a good chunk of the possession against Philadelphia Union, as Schulte's lofter will go all the way back towards Celentano. He'll take some taps beyond his edge, or rather beyond his box. Now he'll play it forward again with Mosquera. And now with Powell on the right-hand side, far right-hand side, about 65 yards away from goal. We'll loft that one forward and all the way back towards Schulte, who will catch it on the bounce. Schulte was once again with the roll there. Camacho takes some taps, right-footed pass over towards Amundsen again. Amundsen with a long left-footed pass looking towards Yeboah. He'll take a touch in the attacking third once again, and it will be cleared away by Powell down that far side for both teams. Columbus's back line, another reset. Camacho. Waving his hands, he'll play a split pass over towards Matan, who can't pick it up. Barrial sends it out towards Bupenza, 25 yards out, approaching the box. Bupenza cutting inside. Bupenza still keeping his feet, and it's cleared away by Amundsen again. Roll down the right-hand side for Columbus. Cucho can't keep it in play. Throwing for the orange and blue. Back and forth we go, down the side, down the way. It's been that kind of way so far. 7th minute between these two sides. Scoreless between Cincinnati and Columbus. Barrial in with the throw-in. Short throw-in towards Murphy, who will send it out towards Vasquez. Vasquez back to goal. Will go down, free kick as he was fouled by Morera. Morera with a few touches here and there. He scored the equalizer against FC Cincinnati here at TQL Stadium back in 2022. A lot of key ideals down the way, especially here at TQL, where Cincinnati has started off the score and Columbus has rallied in some sort of way. And after succumbing 3 points, FC Cincinnati was able to take the win against Columbus May 20th with Junior Moreno's goal in the 67th minute as Bupenza plays a tap, trying to find Kubo as it's played back towards Schulte. Kubo will continue to pressure as Schulte will boot it out of his own 6-yard box back towards Murphy on the left side of the pitch, just beyond the midfield line. As Acosta plays it with Barrial, keeps it in play on the left flank for FC Cincinnati in the midfield. Murphy with Moreno. It seemed like Diego Rossi giving pressure as it's out with Powell, middle right part of the pitch, about 60 yards away. Again, it's typical FIFA dimensions here at TQL Stadium. Ball continues to traverse through the backfield for the orange and blue. This is Murphy with pressure rolling in, plays it out towards Barrial on the left. Barrial will see the seam through the middle, try to get towards the middle. Acosta will bang it off of Bupenza mistakenly as it's seen out towards the touchline, midfield touchline I should say, near side of the pitch for Columbus throw-in. Biggest thing is for FC Cincinnati, as I've said before, is how do you get something going, especially knowing the fact that you do not have your top 2 defenders, Hagelin and Miazga. As this one's flicked towards Powell, able to intervene from the Columbus attack. Nifty move away there from Aiden Morse as he'll play towards Acosta on the left, and now with Barrial further on the left. Bupenza can't go 1-2, picked off by Nagbe on the middle right part as it's seen out towards the left, and now once again towards the right for Alex Matan into some space. Out with Cucho, one-time pass towards the middle for Morera, into some for Rossi. Edge of the box now for Columbus, middle left part of the pitch, now far left for Yaya Boa, and it's seen back with Darlington Nagbe. Columbus starting to approach an attack here, going up against Arias again. Left part of the pitch for Columbus, as Nagbe will send this back towards Amundsen. Rossi into some space. Rossi giving some way, trying to go 1-2, and that one's picked up by Mosquera in the box. Seen out and eventually cleared and lofted forward by Kubo with FC Cincinnati in the attack. Vasquez trying to play through towards Bupenza on the edge of the box, 25 out. That one's cleared away by Morera, and is back with the right-hand side into some space for Columbus as Farsi will stop and will play back towards his defenders. Morera, Camacho, the center back that is, center half if you will. Now pressure going forward. Mosquera with a nifty touch around Morris. Now with Moreno. Moreno about 35 out. Lanes it off towards Kubo in the middle right part of the pitch. And now play will be brought back for a stoppage. Seemed like Alan Chapman saw a player that was down, and indeed it was Diego Rossi. Rossi brought over. He played it in MLS for a few years ago for LAFC. Again, the LAFC side that were the hot shots of the league at one point. He was taken down there. It seemed like he was trying to get ball on Yerson Mosquera. It seemed like he did. No foul was called immediately. And now it will be a drop ball, as noted by Alan Chapman. Seems like it will probably be going towards Cincinnati with a chance to reset here in the 11th minute of play. TQL Stadium rocking for this one. Tickets starting at around $150, but if you were to see some deals, they were even going for $20,000 in some cases. You may not even get Super Bowl tickets that high. As here's Bupenza, the middle left part, plays it back towards Murphy. Back in Cincinnati territory with Mosquera, and now over towards Powell. It's a little behind him, so we'll just have to play it back towards Celentano on the edge of his box. Out with the middle left part again, in the defensive third. Murphy plays it with Moreno. And now clipped out towards the right for Powell. FC Cincinnati 15-2-2 this year at home. Their one loss, their sole loss at one point was to Orlando City, and the other one to New York Red Bull at home. That was the one game that was actually a celebration to really invigorate in their Supporters Shield trophy that was won. Acosta trying to line this one out towards the right, trying to play it forward towards the dashing Arias. Crunching tackles made there by a tracking Yaboa, and he's able to keep it there on the far end line, or far touch line, I should say. And it's Morris back with Nagby. Pressure continues to roll for Cincinnati, deep in Columbus's defensive third, but Farsi will clear that all the way back. And once again, play will be stopped by Alan Chapman to once again make sure everybody is okay. Want to make sure everybody is on the same page, if you will, at some points during the night. It's going to have that kind of impact down the way. Winner of this game plays either LAFC or Houston in the final. Back again with the 13th minute. Patrick Schulte has scooped this one up, avoiding the run of Lucho Acosta here. 13th minute of play, so I do apologize. I have had some difficulties with the Wi-Fi, so I do apologize if the stream seems to be a little laggy, as Farsi gives it up towards Bupenza in the attacking third. Play down towards Vasquez. Vasquez with the run. Vasquez shot into the net. Goal FC Cincinnati. One back in the attacking third, and Brandon Vasquez, 8 yards out, nestles it in the bottom right corner of the net. 14th minute, FC Cincinnati 1, Columbus Crew 0. Just like that. I said it before, folks. I said it before. So many times this rivalry has been played here at TQL Stadium. So many times it has been FC Cincinnati scoring first, and it has been the case today. A key goal in a key moment. And Bupenzo, the one to win it back in the attacking third as well. As I try to see if I can change the score. Hold on, folks. I'm using OBS Uno overlays for the first time, so I'm trying to see. I reviewed it over then, so I'm going to be able to find it. But how about that? 1-0 in favor of FC Cincinnati. Just simple touches there. And on just the left corner of the 6-yard box, Brandon Vasquez paints a pretty picture for FC Cincinnati fans across the globe. Energy invigorating here at TQL Stadium as the side of more than 25,000 rising to their feet. Of course, throughout the years, even in their 32,000 seat attended game at Nippert Stadium back in 2017, a good chunk of fans have been Columbus Crew visitors. But FC Cincinnati fans have always been vigorous and always been boisterous when the moment presents itself. Up 1-0 here against their in-state rivals. Back with Columbus Crew in the midfield. Tapped back, deflected, back towards Camacho. Back to goal for Matan. Matan with Morera again. 14th minute, Brandon Vasquez with the goal. Did not score. Has been scoring in a lot of Hellas Reels down the way and a lot of goals in general. Did not score in the first 2 games of this rivalry. But he'll get the party started early here for FC Cincinnati as Lucho Acosta will give up a free kick for Columbus. Middle right part just beyond the midfield line. As it's back with Amundsen. And now with Rossi. Rossi with Yaboa. Powell Arias unable to come away with the tackle, but Powell's able to pick it up. And he'll play it back with Mosquera, back with Powell in the defensive third on the right-hand side. Clips his forward towards Vasquez and again towards Acosta. He can't play through towards Bupenza as Arias picks it up on the right-hand side. On the edge of the attacking third, he'll circle back and he'll play it back towards Kubo. Center towards Moreno, who taps it back towards Mosquera. And now out towards the middle left part for Ian Murphy, just beyond the midfield line once again. Murphy making some taps once again with Barrial and crew. Given back again with Celentano. A long shot, and that one's saved by FC Cincinnati again. Lucho Acosta with the chance to try to get something going. Alvaro Barrial as well. Let's take a look at this. My apologies for the lag. As Barrial just was on the edge, inside the attacking third, went with his weak right foot there and the curler was just saved by Patrick Schulte. Just parry it away. Throw in for the orange and blue, deep in the attacking third, far side. Pipped up by Arias, a little too far for Bupenzas. It's brought down by Morera, or Yeboah, who will send a long pass forward towards Cucho on the run. Cucho on the right-hand side, past Powell, centers it towards Rossi, inside the box. Rossi going towards the end line. Rossi with a chance, that one blocked away. Plays it back with Hernandez, off the line, saved and headed away by Alvis Powell. Back again with Columbus, down the side for Yeboah, edge of the box on the left. Centered again with Cucho, that one nicked away by Kubo, crunching tackle to knock it away from Nagbe. Now another chance, as that one's saved, or rather blocked away by Barreal. Morris with the chance trying to pipe it from 30. Nagbe in the middle, trying to parry it away from Kubo. He's done that, as it's with Matan. Middle right part of the pitch, 25 out, as Matan plays it out far side, or rather near side for Morera. Pipped away by Moreno. And Barreal will see this one out. He'll knock this one out on the near touchline. Throwing for Columbus on their right wing. Morera again, trying to play it back. A retreating Vasquez will nick it back towards FC Cincinnati's favor. Bupenza off his chest, able to keep possession as he dances around a few Columbus defenders. Acosta can't win it off the turn. It's won back again by Camacho. Cucho tries to flip the pitch as it's out left for Yeboah. And tapped by Morris again. 18th minute of play. FC Cincinnati up 1-0 against Columbus Crew, courtesy of Brandon Vasquez in the 14th minute. Yeboah again, as Columbus will continue to keep their pace and keep their position in FC Cincinnati's attacking third. They've done a good chunk of that today, as here's Rossi trying to play through towards Matan. Matan end line plays it back towards Rossi, and his shot saved by Roman Celentano point blank. A punch to the ground and a dive to nestle the ball like a baby for FC Cincinnati's netminder. And again, Cucho Hernandez down that side. Again, it's just a simple pass down the way, and Columbus has been really trying to just nick some passes. They've got Cucho, Rossi, and Matan, those attacking three, to try to get something down the side. And they almost got it there. I feel like Rossi could have passed it towards Matan to center it and could have led to a more easier chance and potentially a goal for Columbus. Nonetheless, Cincinnati keeps their lead. They've got the chance in the attacking third now as Kubo will dash forward, and that one knocked away by Yeboah, and the yellow cards in the stands are going up. It was actually credit to an FC Cincinnati fan for doing that, as there were some problems. He had some problems with the refs. Meanwhile, Rossi on the attack for Columbus. Back with Matan, 25 out. Collision with Barreal, no foul as Morera plays out with Cucho. Edge of the box. Cucho's shot blocked by Barreal. And Barreal, the Argentinian, sees it out towards the sideline. Clears it all the way back towards Morera on the middle right, 50 out. Nagbe. And now with Matan again. Matan on the right. And Nagbe once again right, middle right area. Columbus has started to focus on the wings as Yerson Mosquera goes down for FC Cincinnati. Mosquera, in terms of the starting three center backs, he's the only starting center back out there today. You think about it, Pat Noonan does not have too many spots in that center back position he can hold. In terms of the 7 he's got on the bench, nobody's there. I mean, you could play Brett Halsey, who's played in a defender spot, Ray Gaddis, who has also even slid in, but the fact that you could have Alvis Powell and Ray Gaddis, both known for playing fullback in the center back spot, would be a little harrowing in this Eastern Conference Final matchup. 20 minutes through here from TQL Stadium, FC Cincinnati up 1-0 against their in-state rivals Columbus Crew in the Hell is Real matchup, Eastern Conference Finals edition. Brandon Vasquez's goal in the 14th minute, all the difference right now. I'm Mihir Sinhasan. Thanks for tuning in on this Saturday evening. Cincinnati, Ohio, the place and time right now. Winner of this game hosts the MLS Cup Final a week from today against either LAFC or Houston. Here's Steven Morera for Columbus, middle right part of the pitch, 40 out. Back with Farsi on the right, spinning away from Barreal, trying to get around Moreno. He'll pass it forward, off the turn with Matan, and now with Rossi. Rossi again, middle right, shoots it, and it's blocked again by Moreno. Aiden Morris will pip it out towards Yeboah. Yeboah tries to take a first touch forward, and that one's knocked away by Arias as he failed to keep it away from the end line. That will be out for a corner kick, it seems like. will be the first corner kick of the day for either side. And a little bit of questions down the side as corner kick's taken short. Cucho's right-footed cross blocked into the stands by Bupenza, and Columbus will do a take-two, pseudo take-two, although it will be a throw-in. Hernandez will play it towards Amundsen, and now tapped again with Amundsen again. Amundsen on the left-footed cross, then headed back in again by Mosquera. 1-2's down the side again with Camacho and Rossi. Morris, edge of the box. Morris shot goes wide right. A laser from distance from the edge of the box, but nowhere close to troubling Roman Celentano. And let's take a look at this. This is the replay of it. It was Camacho just trying to play towards Morera again, and it was simply just picked off. Farsi with a bad back pass towards Bupenza. Found Vasquez, and as the poacher he is, the U.S. men's national team man, found the back of the net in sublime fashion. And FC Cincinnati, team that had 3 wooden spoons, 2019, the shortened year in 2020, and 2021, with a chance to be dreaming down the side here, up 1-0. It's Brandon Vasquez with his first career, rather, I should say, his first goal of the 2023 playoffs. I should say, score the winner there is Morera, edge of the box in the middle right, plays it towards Yaboa. 20 out with Cucho on the left. Cucho with Rossi, back again with Cucho. One-time shot, nicked away and ricocheted towards Moreno, who clears it out of the box. And FC Cincinnati on the counter. Bupenza picks his head up, trying to chip Schulte, but it will be off target, both wide and high. Audacious attempt there by the Gabonese striker, brought on by FC Cincinnati in June and made his official debut in July, but could not make it 2-0 in that case here in the 24th minute. FC Cincinnati reverting to go for the counterattack here. And again, without their top 2 defenders and their third one a little shaken up. It is interesting as here comes Matan down the right again. 25 out again, cutting towards the left. And he'll play this one. Laterals it over towards Morris. Morris middle left, plays it back out with the far right for Farsi. Farsi into some space, and he can't find a good connection as Mosquera clears it forward. Back towards Camacho again. And now with Morris. Morris with a few touches, plays it towards his fellow center midfielder Nagbe. And now with Mohamed Farsi on the right. Morera, the few touches again. Nagbe will have to retreat back. Again, on the edge of the attacking third area for Columbus. Morera trying to flip to an overlapping Farsi, headed forward by Barrial, and it was Morera who pushed Moreno from the back, so another free kick for FC Cincinnati. 25th minute of play as Alan Chapman will oversee this one. Relatively clean game so far, knock on wood. When you look at the 2 games before this, Columbus with overwhelmingly much more fouls than FC Cincinnati. Had 14 in the first game back in May of 2020 here at TQL Stadium. 14, while FC Cincinnati had 7. As Celentano will pip this towards the right. And it seemed like it was unable to be kept in play there. It seemed like might have been Arias who was doing so. Nonetheless, Nagbe, middle left part of the pitch. 50 out, plays it back towards the left for Amundsen. Amundsen with a few touches with Camacho in the center. As Camacho will look towards the right, he'll be seen that way, trying to find Matan, and Matan sends it towards the right for Morera. Back in the middle right part of the pitch here, as Columbus has controlled 61% of the possession today compared to FC Cincinnati's 39%. As Nagbe will intercept the pass from FC Cincinnati. As here's a set by Rossi, back with Matan on the middle right, with a lot of acres to roam here. 25 out, edge of the box for Cucho. Played with Rossi now. Rossi inside the box, and again, nicked away. Cucho, edge of the box again, trying to play through towards Farsi, and he can't get a touch on the glider. That had a lot of sauce on that one. He'll applaud his teammate for the effort and trying to get him in open space, but it didn't work there. Goal kick for FC Cincinnati on the middle left side. And there's a look at Matt Miazga in the press box. MLS Defender of the Year of this year and part of the best 11 for FC Cincinnati down the way. Unfortunately was not part of the starting lineup because of dissent shown in the New York Red Bulls game. Was not present during the Philadelphia Union game as well. Pat Noonan even said in a press conference today, it was noted by many local reporters in Cincinnati, and said, here's the thing, in NBA and NFL, are you taking your best guy out in the big moments? I don't think so. And he also said that the punishment, which was 3 games, which will carry over into next year, mind you, seemed a little harsh. Back to the play here in the 27th minute. FC Cincinnati, Ian Murphy that is, of FC Cincinnati, taps it with Moreno. As it's with Mosquera, who will pass it right towards Powell, and further right towards Arias. Playing that right wing, he pips it forward towards Vasquez, the goal scorer, as it's seen back with Moreira and Columbus. Middle right now again, or middle left I should say, for Columbus with Aiden Morse. Cucho tries to roam towards the right. He'll pip this out towards Moreira again. Moreira, about 35 out. A few taps on the ball here and there with Matan. Columbus trying to go 1-2 in front of goal to try to get the equalizer here. As it's Morris out with Yeboah. Far side of the box, now inside the box. Yeboah into the box, into the center of it. That one cleared away. He was looking for Cucho, who was patrolling the 6-yarder there. Tapped by Camacho, and he will roll this one back towards his goalkeeper, Schulte. Schulte just beyond his box. Taps it towards Amundsen. On the side again, Amundsen. Chance again, and that one nicked away. Powell on the middle right part with Moreno again, and Moreno plays it up towards Acosta, left towards Vasquez now in the attacking third for Cincinnati. Vasquez rolling out towards the left-hand side, trying to play through towards Acosta, and it was too far, more centered towards goal than it was towards Acosta. Easy scoop there by Schulte, who rolls it towards Nagby and plays it forward towards Matan. Back with Nagby, chipped over towards, seemed like Amundsen again. And Aiden Morris again. Darlington Nagby. Despite Columbus keeping majority of the possession, they've been nicked in the defense in their attacking third so far. As out with Yagyabo again on the left-hand side. Maybe a chance here in the 29th minute. It's been a lot of chances so far for Columbus. Here's Rossi. Rossi will see this forward down the left wing. Plays it through towards Yeboah on that same side. Yeboah trying to keep this one in play. FC Cincinnati fans claiming that the ball went out on the end line. As Arias will play it center towards Powell, just beyond the 18-yard box. He'll clip it towards Vasquez, play back towards Arias. A 1-2 there, back with Bupenza, who will get this back towards goal. Bupenza with a turn, trying to play it through, and can't play it towards Acosta, picked off by Moreira. Moreira again towards the center. Moreira continues to bustle forward, finds Rossi now. Rossi will be seen towards the right, and now with Moreira. Turns towards his right. Still in the middle part of the pitch. Now out with Farsi on the right. Edge of the box now. Farsi into the side. Farsi still going on the ball. Goes down. No foul called, says Alan Chapman. As it's cleared away by Yerson Mosquera again. Seemed like my stream's getting a little choppy. So we'll fast forward a little ahead. 30th minute. 30th minute of play here. It's Nagby with Amundsen again, and now with Morris. Out with Yeboah on the left wing again, 25 out. Simple tap towards Amundsen, continues to stay in that area. As Amundsen slowly works back on that left wing. As Columbus has found those spots on the wings. Acosta pressures, but Columbus is able to retain possession. Now with Nagby, out with Matan on the right. Matan again up against Moreno. Matan will be shaded out right, and now far right, edge of the box, or rather that far wing of the box by Farsi. Played again with Moreira. Moreira will be cutting inside towards the left. Moreira again clipped out by Morris. Chested down by Yeboah on the left edge of the box. Yeboah dancing around against Arias. Will play back with Rossi. Diego Rossi with some taps with Amundsen. And Morris again with Rossi. Simple taps again. Cucho tries to feed Rossi on the 1-2 just inside the box. Can't do so. Cleared away by the orange and blue. As here comes Vasquez on the counter. Down the right side. Poked away by Amundsen. As Columbus retains possession in the attacking third. Back again with Cucho on the other side. Can't get it past Kubo. As it's seen out with Nagby again. Middle left part of the pitch with Matan. In the center. Now with Rossi. Edge of the box. Now with Yeboah. Left side of the box. Cleared away by Moreno as he tried to center it in. And now again it looked like flag might have gone up for offside. And indeed it did against Yeboah. Wilfried Nancy talked about this in the pregame interview with Jake Ziven on Apple TV, that he was saying that they need to talk about size and substance in the attack, and really just any sustenance in the attack as well. While they have had possession and they've had possession in the attacking third, a lot of possession, majority of it there. It has been a little sparing at times for Columbus. Roman Celentano to take the free kick just within his 18-yard box on the right side. Sky high there in the night air of Cincinnati, Ohio. Queen City trying to become kings of MLS. Trying to do so, 2 wins away so far. So here comes Matan in the middle part. Play towards Cucho as he enters the box. Cucho in the clear! And that one's deflected away by Murphy. Murphy and Barrial retreating back, and both of them covering up Hernandez. Otherwise, he could have had a clear-cut chance on goal. Corner kick for Columbus near side. Let's take a look again. Matan, again, simple, just clear-cut through ball. Smooth like butter, if you will, but just couldn't get the finish through the bread. Bread basket still remains empty so far for Columbus. Diego Roski will take this corner near side of the pitch, right wing, with the right foot. Arm up, arm down, swung in with the outswinger, headed away forcefully by Moreno, and it will be out for a throw-in for Columbus, same side on the attacking third. Deep in the attacking third, that is. With Nagby again, and now again towards the middle, tapped around again with Morris. Morris trying to get a shield off against Kubo, and it looks like Kubo drew the foul there in the process. He was falling behind there on Aiden Morris. Free kick quickly taken as it's with Farsi again on the right side. Back again with Morera, and Nagby again. Tapped with Acosta. Columbus trying to call for a handball, and indeed they will spot it there on Lucho Acosta. 34th minute of play. It's been a back and forth one so far, but FC Cincinnati holds the 1-0 advantage courtesy of a Brandon Vasquez goal in the 14th minute. To be indirect. Whistle blows. Rossi, one just playing a through ball, or rather a ground ball, towards Morera, who will play this far side towards, or rather near side towards Farsi. Back with Boa, and now Amundsen sends it in, and it will trickle past everybody, past the end line. Goal kick. Got the LAFC Houston coming up later today. Western Conference Final from BMO Stadium in the City of Angels. Winner of that game is heading to the great state of Ohio to take on the winner of this one in the MLS Cup Final next week. Again, thanks for tuning in on this Saturday evening. Quite an interesting viewership, quite an interesting group overall. Appreciate all the love and support that you have showed. Celentano will boot this forward, back again towards Columbus territory, headed back by the crew, as it's knocked by Camacho and then by Nagby for a retreating, it looked like Matan, and now with Farsi on the Farsi on the near side. I'm getting really confused there. Nonetheless, Nagby, middle right, cuts towards the middle, laterals it left towards Morris on the middle left. Morris will continue to take some taps, looks for options, plays it forward on the left flank with Yeboah. FC Cincinnati has taken away the wing options whenever they've wanted to at times, as Nagby will go tap for tap with Camacho. Camacho trying to bustle forward, now played back with Amundsen, and now with Rossi on the left wing again. About 30 yards out, approaching 25, plays it through towards overlapping Morris. One tapped back by FC Cincinnati, cleared away by Powell, as it's Yeboah again, retreating on the left-hand side. Out with Morris again. Into some space. Morris thought about the long ball. Now he'll just play a grounder towards Nagby on the right. 35 out. Columbus will flip the pitch out with the near side for Farsi. Farsi again. Taps with Matan. And now with Morera. As FC Cincinnati continues their rigid defense. 5 back line is Morera. Into the middle for Cucho. And it's saved away by Roman Celentano. Edge of the box. They've been trying to get those shots off, and Cucho Hernandez finally with a chance on goal that was not blocked, and Roman Celentano comes up clutch in the 36th minute. Crew keep the ball here at the midfield marker, middle right part with Morera, and now in the center circle with Camacho. Camacho trying to motion towards Morera. He'll play this back towards Schulte. FC Cincinnati trying to get a foul in their favor, and indeed they will, as Lucho Acosta, it seemed like he was shoved close towards the head area as we see a replay of the Morera chance. Morera just a center towards the middle from Cucho, shoved out and fired with a curler from 20 yards out, and just couldn't get that in. Just a few of those fast-paced curlers as we've seen. Curler's close towards the ground too for both sides. Brandon Vasquez scored that way in the 14th minute. Cucho Hernandez a little bit farther out, but trying to do so as well. 10 shots so far today for Columbus, only 3 for Cincinnati. Knocked away, back with Nagbe in their defensive third, now on the right-hand side. Back again in their own territory, but in the midfield part of the pitch. Seen out by Moreno. Looked like Moreno might have gotten a touch there last, or pardon me, it looked like it was Nagbe. So throw in for FC Cincinnati, near side. And it'll be seen back, played back towards the back line with Mosquera again. And now with Murphy. Once again, I do apologize for the streaming technical difficulties here and away, as Acosta can't control the ball. Had a good chance to try to get something, but he couldn't do so there. Throw in for Columbus, again 30 yards, 30-35 away from their own goal. 38th minute of play. Again, I do appreciate the viewership down the side. Appreciate you tuning in for the Eastern Conference Finals. As Morris will clip this back towards Amundsen in his own box. Will just boot this forward off the volley. Trying to get this forward towards Yeboah. Cucho will send it out there towards Yeboah. Yeboah will try to play this towards Cucho again, and Cucho rolling towards the right, 30 out, will be seen back by retreating Kubo. Kubo will return the favor, trying to pip it towards the right again for Vasquez. Into some space, Vasquez into the middle, trying to find Bupenza, and that one's cleared away by Morse into the stands, but on the end line for FC Cincinnati's first corner kick of the day. Yuya Kubo was the man who started that attack back when it was in FC Cincinnati's defensive third, and Brandon Vasquez down that right side as they entered towards Columbus's box. Were very close to try to get some chances in the general vicinity. A true chance coming up here is Lucho Acosta, the MVP. He's gotten a lot of chance so far this season. Now you can officially say he is the MVP. MVP of this team, MVP of MLS. Right-footed corner coming from the far side of the pitch. That is the right wing. As Acosta will whip this high in towards the center. That one headed away by Farsi. Edge of the box for Kubo. Directs it back. Mosquera can't get a touch as it's cleared away by Camacho. Cucho retreating back. Try to go on the counter, but he's unable to do so there on the left wing. Throw in, and looked like Acosta was trying to say it was FC Cincinnati's, but it seemed like he was frustrated with the referee there. It might have been because FC Cincinnati would not have gotten possession, and indeed, I think it seemed like there was a foul in the box. So free kick for Patrick Schulte, just beyond his 6-yard box. His initial take was blown dead by the referee. So now we'll see a take two. 40th minute of play here at TQL Stadium. FC Cincinnati up 1-0 against Columbus Crew. Just trying to keep their ways going, as it looked like Yerson Mosquera got a little hobbled up. Did get some treatment earlier in the half, as we see a replay of the corner kick coming in. Looked like Mosquera got a little tied up. Ian Murphy was flown towards the ground, and looked like Yuya Kubo was the one to redirect it back. And looked like Mosquera. It was Camacho in the area alongside Moreno to block his shot. So one blue jersey, one yellow jersey. Foe and friend doing the same thing, ironically. Costa will win a throw in here. Left wing, about 40 yards out from goal, as Pat Noonan tells his boys to keep the pace nice and slow. FC Cincinnati, if anything, has not held much possession in this first half. Barrial plays down the line towards Vasquez, tries to keep it in play and will do so on the near side corner, attacking third for FC Cincinnati. Back with Barrial, left wing, left-footed cross, caught by Schulte in open space. So Nancy and crew, Wilfred, we talked about Pat Noonan. There's also what Wilfried Nancy and crew could do down the side. 41st minute of play, approaching 41 minutes in this game. Mohamed Farsi taken down. Again, my lag got caught up with me. It was Alvaro Barrial took him down, edge of the box, right-hand side. And it's a free kick for Columbus. This will be on the right wing, just on the right edge, far right edge of the 18-yard box. 7 fouls so far for Cincinnati, 3 for Columbus. Free kick coming up for Diego Rossi. We'll take this. Alex Matan also in the area. Many players lining up on the back post for a crashing run. 3 FC Cincinnati players, Bupenza, Kubo, and Acosta in the wall. 41-30 through this first half. So a chance again. Matan will roll over the ball. Rossi plays this low into the box, and that one's cleared away easy by Arias, much to the resounding cheers of the home crowd. Back with Schulte again, about 35 away from his own goal. He'll just lateral it off towards the middle for Farsi as Columbus restructures itself. With Nagbe again, and Nagbe out with Amundsen on the left. Amundsen with the tap with Nagbe again, and he'll play this back with Amundsen. Columbus once again on that left, more like kind of just true left side, more so less than middle left or far left of it. So Mosquera with a rough first touch in the middle. As it's won back by Columbus here. Edge of the attacking third, now more towards the midfield. Matan, and now with Rossi. Rossi with some sides. Rossi will continue to barrel his way forward, cutting towards the right. Mosquera will shove him down. Play continues as Farsi's out towards Matan. Right edge of the box, cleared away by Murphy. Rossi shoved from behind. Alan Chapman says, "Get up," as Barreal pushes pace the other way for Cincinnati. Jogging, and now will play it off towards Acosta. 1-2 back with Barreal. Barreal past the midfield line with Bupenza on the left side. One back by Nagbe, and now with Matan again. As Matan will just jog forward, try to get Rossi back on side. Plays an overlapper towards Farsi right side. Might have gone out before it went out on the end line as Rossi has a chance. Overhead kick. And it was saved by Celentano. And now Chapman will make sure that everybody's set and will tell everybody that Farsi did not keep the ball in play on the right-hand side. 44th minute of play, and I think Rossi is still arguing with that. Let's see how when this ball went out, and indeed, it seemed like the whole ball crossed the line there. We've seen moments like these. We saw it, I think, in the Men's World Cup, where Japan had a goal, and it seemed like the ball, just the slightest sliver of it, was on the end line, while the rest of it was out of bounds, and that was enough to make the goal count. This was not one of those moments, as Celentano will boot his goal kick towards the left side. Acosta with a tap to save it from going out on the touchline. Vasquez goes down, fouled by Morera. Columbus and their crew up in arms with that. Free kick for FC Cincinnati, left part of the pitch, just a little behind the midfield line. And as we see it, take a look, and it looked like Rossi was just trying to get a penalty call there. A little bit of a flop. Not too much pressure, not much shoving by Yuya Kubo, who was the one also going for the ball. Good shield there by the Japanese player against the Japanese going up against the Uruguayan. With Powell, and now with Arias again. Arias will play it towards running Acosta. He'll play it back towards Arias. Can't play it through. Cut out there by Amundsen. As with Bupenza, back towards goal. Plays it with Moreno. Middle part of the pitch. Lofts it over towards the left with Barreal. Barreal again with Bupenza, and he can't go 1-2. Picked up by Farsi. Farsi trying to push pace. He's gone past the midfield line as it's out towards Matan again. Matan, middle right part, again with Morera. Taps in towards the middle. And now played again towards the center circle. Amundsen back with Morris. Morris trying to go 1-2 with, it seemed like Rossi. Or pardon me, Cucho. Cucho will retreat back 35 yards out. Middle left part of the pitch. Now far left for Yeboah. Close towards the edge of the box. Yeboah fiends on the ball a bit. Now back with Morris. Amundsen with a tap back with Yeboah. As FC Cincinnati, specifically Arias, pressures. Arias can't win the ball back as Columbus continues their roll down the way as we have 2 minutes of stoppage time in this first half. Columbus continues to try to pressure down the side as we now are officially into stoppage time. Like I said, 2 minutes or so left as I try to find the marker that notes stoppage time. Again, my apologies. I do have a lacking Wi-Fi down the side as this one's played through towards Yeboah. Powell will see this one, and again, we'll just shield it away. A Powell down the right again. Like I've said, 2 minutes of stoppage time. Still a lot of time left in this one as we have about a minute before the whistle blows for halftime. Middle part of the pitch with Murphy and now with Barreal on the left. Barreal will cross the midfield line. We'll play it forward again towards Vasquez. Vasquez now, left side of the box. Taken down by Morera. And looks like the whistle blows. Free kick, FC Cincinnati. Just upon the edge of the box. Will be on the left side as Brandon Vasquez was looking for maybe more. It will be just a yellow card for Steven Morera. First booking of the day for either side. Maybe one last opportunity for FC Cincinnati to try to extend their lead before halftime. Again, I do apologize here. Now you'll get the 2-minute stoppage time marker. I do apologize. I'm getting used to OBS, guys. It's a little interesting. But as I was saying, Brandon Vasquez dashing forward, starting to take that more number 9. Sense maybe a false 9 role, trying to be more mobile on the ball compared to a 4-3-3 number 9. As we approach 2 minutes of stoppage time, maybe one more play or so before the final whistle for halftime. 3 men on the edge of the box for Columbus, that being Rossi, Farsi, and Matan. And there's Lucho Acosta standing over the ball. The chance to take it with his right foot. Also there, his fellow Argentinian Alvaro Barreal. Middle left part of the pitch, roughly 19 yards out from Patrick Schulte's goal. Whistle blows, tap towards Acosta. Acosta with a shot, and it's gone in! MVP! Man is clutch! Lucho Acosta with a simple tap, and he buries it into the right corner of the net. And right before halftime, FC Cincinnati and their MVP has the Queen City dreaming up 2-0 against Columbus. What a first half, and what a finish for the Supporters' Shield winners. Frenzy and delight. More than finding out that Graders and Skyline combined are on sale in Cincinnati. And it's who else? The king of Cincinnati right now. Sorry, Joe Burrow, but it's Lucho Acosta. Tapped back and tapped forward. The Argentinians continue the way. And it was just enough, basically, that shot by Acosta. And again, credit Aaron Bupenza, who was in the area, ducked down to try to get the shot. The beautiful thing about this is the ball just clips just above everybody in the area. And then just Sumters down enough to fool Patrick Schulte to bury it towards the lower right. Although it wasn't pure lower right, it seemed more right corner. And that, folks, is why Lucho Acosta is the MVP. 48-42, and the halftime whistle has blown here at TQL Stadium. So while Columbus has majority of the shots, has majority of the possession, has majority of the passing completions and passes in general, it's FC Cincinnati on the counter making the most of their chances up 2-0 against their in-state rivals. Brandon Vasquez started off the scoring in the 14th minute, winning the ball off the turnover. That is Aaron Bupenza winning the ball off the turnover, and Vasquez burying it into the lower right part in the clear. And then Lucho Acosta on a set piece. A beautiful combination between him and Barreal on the edge of the box with a beautiful curler worthy of calling him MVP. Puts FC Cincinnati up 2-0 at the break. I'll take a quick break and I'll be back for the second half in a few moments. Stay tuned, folks. You're watching the MLS Eastern Conference Finals of this year on my YouTube page. 45 down and 45 to go from TQL Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio, where FC Cincinnati, the Supporter Shield winners and hosts of this Hell is Real rivalry tonight, are up 2-0 on the Columbus Crew. I'm Mihir Sinhasan. Thanks for tuning in on this Saturday evening here in Phoenix, Arizona, starting to go slowly towards the night as FC Cincinnati continues to try to harrow their way against the Columbus Crew tonight. Again, an interesting game, an interesting atmosphere, and FC Cincinnati starting to go wild. It's been a crazy day so far, and a lot of craziness down the stretch for both sides, and just a beautiful chance a little earlier there. So that brings us to the start of the second half, if needed. Columbus Crew have been known for coming back against FC Cincinnati in years before. A chance to do so here. They've done it a few times. In 2021, they were down a man and happened to score the next 2 goals to tie the game. Almost got the winner in that one here in July of 2021. 2022, they were down 2-1 before Steven Moreira, who actually got the foul called, actually committed the foul that led to Lucho Acosta's goal, the second goal of the night for FC Cincinnati. He scored the winner in that one, and then many others. We're back underway from Cincinnati for the second half. Columbus took the kickoff, and they will be now working from right to left in their mainly yellow kits. FC Cincinnati will be in the primary blue and navy ones, going from left to right. No changes for either side at half, as it's now Diego Rossi down the right-hand side edge of the box, as now out on that right-hand side again. Winner will play and host MLS Cup. Alex Matan with Steven Moreira. Moreira plays it off of Acosta. Throw in for the Crew. Played back with Farsi as he'll take the throw in and he'll play this back towards the back line again with Rudy Camacho, and now with Malta Amundsen. And with Camacho and Amundsen continue their private game. Amundsen will look left and he'll get the goalkeeper, that is Patrick Schulte, involved. Played out towards the left part of the pitch in their defensive third, Aiden Morris, and now with Amundsen again with Darlington Nagbe. He'll play this out right for Moreira, it seems like. Yes, indeed. Moreira with Matan back to goal. Slides it back again towards his player again. Columbus continuing to keep possession of the ball, as has been the case, I should say, throughout this timing. As I should get the clock up and rolling. My apologies for that. But it is 47th minute of play between these two sides, as Columbus will continue to roll it down the side. Here's Farsi down the right side again, trying to fake out Barreal. Edge of the box now inside of it. Farsi going in line. Farsi rolling around. Farsi with the clip into some open space, and it's cleared away there. Good chance. It's cleared up again. Another chance clipped in. That one deflected off of Barreal, and it's a corner kick for Columbus. Again, an interesting build-up, an interesting combination. Just can't find the right moment at the right time for either side. It was Alex Matan who was rolling in. Looked like it was the slightest of deflections, possibly off of Yu Yakuba. I think they're also seeing whether or not it was a handball. Looked like it might have tapped his left wrist, but nothing clear and obvious from Alan Chapman. Diego Rossi will take the corner kick right wing, right-footed in, and a free kick going in favor of Cincinnati as Alves Powell was dragged towards the ground. 48th minute of play. At this point, I should just start the clock. That's my apologies, guys. Usually this clock is supposed to be running. It's not. It's not right now. I forgot. But that's all right. I'll get it up and running. Either way, 48th minute of play. It was Brandon Vasquez, the one taken down for FC Cincinnati. And Steven Moreira, the one that caused it. So now with Barreal again. Alvaro Barreal on that left side. 47, it should be about 47-38 or so. Now again with Farsi. Crossed into the box, headed up by Mosquera, as it's cleared up by Acosta again. Running back Aiden Morris, and he looked like he took down Acosta. No, it was the other way around. Acosta took down Morris, and I think Morris is trying to argue that maybe there was some cartage that should have been given towards Acosta. Let's take a look at this. Looked like a little lenient call in favor of Columbus. Morris Although some contact, was well behind, and it seemed like he just sumtered towards the ground. Nothing big on the side, nothing big that I saw that would really redeem anything in general. Nonetheless, free kick for Columbus. This one about 25 yards out from goal. 3 men in the wall. Costa, Kubo, and Bupenza for Cincinnati. As Roman Salentano gets his wall ready, makes sure that they have the right angle down. Diego Rossi will take the free kick. Many numbers in the box, tall trees included for Columbus. As Rossi will whip this one in, headed away by Mosquera. It falls towards Nagbe. 25 out in the middle left part of the pitch. He'll be forced to retreat and now will be sent out towards the left for Morris. 30 yards out and once again in that area for Nagbe. Nagbe hurdles forward and will now send it out towards the right for Matan. Matan in some space. Now I have to close down as he'll send it out right, out wide for Rossi. Rossi will be forced to just kind of nick it around. It was last touched off Rossi as Kubo was the one tracking him down. Throw in for Cincinnati. As I'll try to fast forward this, but either way, 50th minute of play. If I can get this up and loaded. Again, looked like another counterattack for Cincinnati. Another pickup of the ball there for Patrick Schulte. It's now 50-12 in as this one's played forward. A bustling Rossi. He's taken down about 25 out. He's looking right at the line judge, and he's not giving him anything. So far, so good, as Celentano will clear this one away from a dashing Rossi and a Matan, who are pressuring. Back with Cincinnati, back with Acosta now. Middle left part of the pitch, playing this through towards Bupenza in the box. Bupenza come to his left foot, and it's saved by Schulte. Aaron Bupenza tried to paint the corner again, and Patrick Schulte in the right space will parry this towards the right. Out for an FC Cincinnati corner kick here in the 51st minute. A point-blank chance and a point-blank save by Patrick Schulte after a few misses in that area earlier in the match. And Aaron Bupenza again, a mid-season signing, tried to show off there. Could not paint it in the right direction. Corner kick for Cincinnati. Beauty at its best. 52nd minute. Acosta and Barrial stand at the left corner flag to take this in. So once again, Acosta will look around. He'll survey the troops. A simple tap to Barrial. He'll whip this in left-footed. Cleared away by Cucho with his head. That one pipped around by Matan. Matan settles it down on the ground. Tries to find a through ball towards Rossi. He does as he crosses the midfield line. Rossi tried to tap it with the right foot towards Cucho. Didn't work. Picked off by Mosquera. Cleared up towards Nagbe, who is right now in the midfield. And it's seen back towards Camacho, and now with Amundsen, and now with Morris, 45 yards away from goal on the left part of the pitch. Morris again, wriggling around. Bupenza able to get around. Bupenza and Kubo also in that area. It's Kubo to take the touches here. He'll stop play. He'll stop the run, I should say. Going up against Morris, he goes down. No foul called. Now with Nagbe again. One back, and with Rossi, who parries down the side, and now with Cucho, who will bustle forward, trying to get around Powell. He'll have to be cut back for a while, taken down for a moment, as Cucho will send this in right-footed, catches and skips past everybody for a goal kick. 53rd minute. So far, Cincinnati's been the one to put the ball in the back of the net. Aaron Bupenza with a great chance just a few moments ago. Again, first off, credit Lucho Acosta. Attacks have worked well for Pat Noonan's side today. Pat Schulte almost in the right place, right time. Or rather, I should say he was at the right place at the right time. Simple one taken by Celentano, pushed up by Powell here. Second half goal differential for each team. Cincinnati plus 27, Columbus -1. So Matan might have gotten away with the handball, and indeed he did, about 35 yards away from goal. He's furious at Alan Chapman, and Chapman's not going to hear his plea. That's been the case today overall. Columbus, like I've said before, historically, at least this year historically, they have scored, or rather they have had more fouls in general. Alex Matan, too, is an interesting scoring history between the two sides, and just an interesting side and just an interesting stretch down the way for both teams. Back to play we go. Barrial skipping this forward towards Vasquez. He'll cut back and sends it towards Acosta. Moreno, Barreal. Moreno again will tap it with the right, left-footed pass back towards Mosquera. Mosquera with a tap, and now again towards Murphy with Barreal again. Barreal, little 1-2 between Vasquez and Acosta, who will have to play back towards Moreno, and back with Barreal. Barreal, Acosta, Vasquez, arguably maybe three of the best four players. That's not an arguably standpoint. Back with Acosta again. Acosta trying to roll away, and he'll miss the slide tackle there on Yeboah, who will win possession back for the black and gold. Chance to play the black and yellow, or rather another black and gold in LAFC should they come back in this one. It's a steep climb right now. They need in 35 minutes, they need to score 2 goals to try to equalize 3 to take the lead. Pushed up by Amundsen and now Nagby, who will Sumter, and now we'll roll it down. Back with Baji again. Baji feigns. Back with Nagby. Passed again. 1-2. Picked off by Moreno. Off the turn, Bupenza. Bupenza able to nick it away from Amundsen again. Bupenza again. Somehow able to avoid the double team trap and gets it off towards Acosta now. 35 out, 25. Acosta immediately ran by Camacho, and it looked like he had a chance, and he took a chance, that is, on Aiden Morris. Took him down there. Aiden Morris, who scored, or rather had an assist in the MLS Cup Final in 2020. It's kind of the young hotshot at that point. You have to remember, in 2020, that was an interesting time for Columbus. They had Caleb Porter as their head coach, and Greg Berhalter, who was their head coach for a while, was eventually seen out and eventually became the U.S. men's national team head coach. He was the manager when FC Cincinnati beat Columbus Crew for the first time back in the U.S. Open Cup in 2017, as Mosquera is called for the foul there on the pressure. Again, Mosquera was about 45 yards away from Columbus's goal. He was called for the foul there in the middle left part of the pitch. 57th minute of play, officially on this side. 57th minute of play. Back with Columbus. That's been the story of the day so far, and you can look at it from the stats. They had 10 shots on goal, or rather 10 in the first half. 10 shots in the first half, 10 shots on goal. Interesting pass network and interesting pass breakdown in general, too, as that one's picked off by Cincinnati. Crowd has gotten loud at some moments. It's been an interesting electric frenzy when they've gotten into it on this rather coolish night in Cincinnati. A city that has suffered much heartbreak. Have not seen a title roll their way since 1990 when the Cincinnati Reds won the World Series. If they hold on today, they've got one final game, as here comes Rossi rolling down the side, edge of the box. Rossi picked off by Arias, and he'll boot this forward right towards Yeboah. Yeboah will pick this one off from Celentano. He's 25. He'll play it back towards Morris. And again, in the midfield area with Camacho on the center. Sent out towards the right. Morero will have to roll over to get it. Vasquez will bump him off. Nonetheless, he'll send it towards Farsi. Back on the right side. Back in their own defensive part, but nonetheless still in the middle part of the pitch. Back with Morris in the center circle. And now with Rossi, who will send this out left for Yeboah. Yeboah again nutmegs Arias, cleared away by Mosquera from the Bronx. And again, Arias will head this out for Columbus throw-in. 58th minute of play. Still a lot of chances, a lot of goals. Still a lot left in this game down the stretch, as we've seen overall. So it's picked off by Kubo. With Acosta again. I don't know why my thing is pausing, but nonetheless, Kubo out towards the right again for Arias. Arias in towards Bupenza. Bupenza, edge of the box! Will sky this into the stands. Good chance there by Aaron Bupenza with the left foot. Did not work in his favor. 59th minute. Still a lot of chances left. Still a lot of chances overall for Cincinnati, but unable to make the most of it down the side. Again, Bupenza in general has really been good. Did score the equalizer in Game 2 against the New York Red Bull. Don't think he took a shot in the penalty shootout. I could be wrong about that. Let me forward this a little bit. Again, I do apologize for the lack of transparency. But nonetheless, ball will be played through towards Yeboah. Yeboah dashing forward, 2-on-2, trying to find Matan towards the edge of the box. Pass by Murphy, back towards Celentano. He'll clear it away from safety, much to the avail of the Cincinnati crowd. Picked off by Morera again, about 40 yards out. Columbus has kept majority of possession. Momentum is the one thing they have not kept, nor have they kept goals so far. Could change here, as we have about 30 minutes or so plus stoppage time. With Morris in the middle left, now with Yeboah in the left again. Cucho knocked away by Powell just within the box, the 18-yard box that is. Now with Vasquez. FC Cincinnati trying to go on the counter again. As Vasquez will play this off, will play it through towards Barreal again. He'll tap this towards Acosta in that midfield part once again for Cincinnati. Moreno, Kubo, edge of the center circle, left side center circle for Moreno, and then Murphy. Acosta, pip forward with Barreal. Barreal slides it back towards Acosta. Acosta in the triangle trying to push forward, and Farsi will intercept rolling from the right-hand side. He'll play it back, and Camacho clears it forward. Now out towards the left again with Cucho. Cucho trying to take a step around Powell. He's done so with runners out in front. He's got Rossi and Matan. Plays it through towards Matan, and Celentano will come off 12 yards off his line to scoop that up. Officially 60 minutes through this match. FC Cincinnati up 2-0 against Columbus Crew, looking to make their first final in program and franchise history. Columbus Crew on the other side, when you look at FC Cincinnati playing in their third final down the side, Columbus in their 13th, including their 4th MLS Cup Conference Final appearance in the past 9 years, as Yeboah sends us in left wing. That one's headed away by Mosquera again, and Murphy. It's Nagby on the middle left, now with Farsi just within the box on the right-hand side, far right-hand side that is. Dancing around again. Booted high by Morera, now with Yeboah once again on the left. Natural fullbacks is what Taylor Twellman called them in the pregame. With Cucho again. Cucho will see this out with Morris. Yeboah on the left wing. Yeboah cutting inside. Left met in the box. Right-footed shot blocked away. And Acosta again. He tried to see this one. Tried to go forward. Morris with a tap around him and around Bupenza. Bupenza will shove him down, and it will be a free kick for the visitors. Or so it seemed like. Alan Chapman said play on, and the ball was whipped into the box, went past everybody, including the face of goal. And it will be seen now for presumably an FC Cincinnati throw-in. And it was a smart play, too, by Powell defensively, keeping his arms behind his back to avoid the handball allegations. 62nd minute, again. Jake Ziven asked Pat Noonan in the pregame, you don't have Miazga, you don't have Hanglin, you have a attacking Columbus side, and again, to note that in a Columbus side that has scored at least 2 goals in all of their MLS Cup playoff games this year. How do you stop them? And Noonan basically said it's all about structure, and it's all about offensive and basically decision-making down the side. Decision-making to step in the right spot, to step in overall. Shown it so far. Here's Yeboah, and now again towards Rossi again. 25 yards out, as that one's picked up by Arias, and with Acosta again. Rough first touch, as it looked like Amundsen was able to intervene. Moore shoves down Arias, and seems like no free kick will be given. No free kick was given there with the Arias, and Arias and Morris will have a little conversation and be like, all right, buddy, you do me, I do you. That's how it's going to work around here. Let's go live again. Seemed like there was another stuff. So, free kick again. 2-0, 63rd minute. 63rd minute, Columbus looking for answers and trying to basically give a dose of the rivalry that FC Cincinnati has seen all too well down the stretch. Of course, it was Caleb Porter dishing out the punishment for Cincinnati overtime against 2021. Said goodbye to the Cincinnati faithful. It was even cheering right in front of him, much to the boos of the Cincinnati fans on that day. Wilfried Nancy trying to come up with different ideals, and he's having to talk with Julian Gressel and Christian Ramirez, 2 MLS veterans, 2 MLS players that have been in key situations. Julian Gressel won an MLS Cup with Atlanta United in 2018, which included a win over New York Red Bulls in the Eastern Conference Finals. As Powell will boot this forward with Morris, and now again with Nagbe. Nagbe rolling down the right, about 40 yards out in the middle part of the pitch. Played again with Moreira, trying to play through towards Cucho. It finds Yeboah left side. Yeboah can't center as it's knocked away by Arias. Yeboah will send it back with Morris. Morris edge of the box, now with Cucho middle left. Cucho tried to go curler top corner, didn't work. It ended up going into the third row of the Bailey. And so we'll see first changes of the day here in the 65th minute. Julian Gressel coming on. Well, first off for FC Cincinnati, Santi Arias will be off. Ray Gaddis will be on. Gaddis has played that right center back position. Could see him sliding into that spot, and Alvis Powell on the right. Meanwhile, for Columbus Crew, Mohamed Farsi will head off, and Julian Gressel will head on. As I said before, Gressel, a mid-season transaction for Cincinnati, or rather for Columbus. So he was brought on from the Vancouver Whitecaps after a lengthy stint with a lot of teams, mainly with Atlanta United. Spent some time with DC United as well. You'll see another change here as Aiden Morris will be taken off. Christian Ramirez will be brought on. So that will be a completely offensive change for Columbus. Christian Ramirez scored the winner against Orlando last week. 2-0 victory. Ramirez just sliding it past Orlando's goalkeeper in the 93rd minute. That is the 3rd minute of extra time. Salentano booted the ball forward, and it was Camacho fouling Vasquez about 45 away. Free kick for the orange and blue. Acosta will take it here, as it's now Columbus's turn to defend here. 66th minute, 25 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Got Acosta again. Gonna try to tap it towards Vasquez. He's shoved off by Camacho. It's one back by the Crew. Here's Ramirez. First touches of the day for him. With Rossi middle left. Tried to find his man out on the right. That one clipped away by Murphy. Back again. The chance here down the side into the middle. In the middle again. Trying to tap it there. Cucho Hernandez couldn't find his man there as it's one back by Murphy. Now with Brandon Vasquez again, picks his head up and he's found Bupenza. It's a 2-on-4 for Cincinnati as Bupenza rolls forward. Edge of the box now as he finds Vasquez. He's at the edge of the box, middle right part of the pitch. Double team, finds Bupenza off the turn. Bupenza around the goalkeeper, and he'll see it in, but it looks like he will be offside. So it was worthy of an effort there. It was a valiant effort there by the two strikers. Of course, Brandon Vasquez, but Aaron Bupenza in what seemed to be about 2 to 3 yards offside there. And again, you'll get the few cheers from the orange and blue faithful, but almost everybody in the stadium knew that it was offside, even those watching at home. Back with Kubo, middle right, plays it through towards Bupenza. This time he is onside, able to keep this in on the end line, taps with the left foot. And, pardon me, now he's offside again. So, consecutive offside calls on Aaron Bupenza. 68th minute of play. Cincinnati, essentially, if they were to get a third goal here, would honestly put this game on ice to some extent, to the most extent in that regards. Time starting to run out for Columbus. Again, Cincinnati and Columbus, two teams, two cities used to a very national tradition when it comes to scoring called the 2-0 between U.S. and Mexico, where the U.S. men's national team has won 2-0. As here comes Matan trying to play through. He can't find, look like Rossi, picked off there by Powell, who is actually, Powell has slid in towards that center back role, and will have Gaddis out on the right. Here comes Acosta going forward. Acosta jogging, will try to find the best option. He lays it off towards Vasquez, just on the left-hand side, left wing. And Barrial will see this back again towards midfield. Left flank once again with Mosquera. As I was saying before, you have the 2-0 where U.S. has beaten Mexico 2-0 on many occasions, especially in World Cup qualifiers, where Columbus held it at the original place, Mafre Stadium, as Acosta enters the box, try to find Bupenza, top of the key, Kubo, shot blocked again with the back, Gressel, Alvis Powell with a chance, say it again, rebound Bupenza! It's off of Schulte, off of Bupenza, and the ricochet bounces in the back of the net. 69th minute. No, folks. No, Cincinnati. You're not dreaming. And it's not about Graders and Skyline Chili. It's about a 3-0 lead for your orange and blue. It seemed like. So it looked like Schulte might have been fouled in the process. And I think Bupenza, man, he's trying. So, for all that celebration, nothing. Let's take a look at this. So, Bupenza, they're going to call a handball on Bupenza. Went off the left arm after it trickled in. So, that's where the deflection caused some harm. It was not Bupenza getting close, although he didn't get much contact with Schulte. If anything, it was Amundsen that was causing the contact with Schulte and Bupenza. So Columbus continues to have that door open. Bupenza now with 2 chances. Yeboah tries to play through towards Cucho. Cucho down the left flank. Can't center it as Mosquera pips it out on the end line. Corner kick. Cincinnati caught lacking for a second, but they were able to scoop up in the right moment. And Cucho Hernandez in space, in chances, have done well so far. Another corner kick, another chance, as it's been kind of a telling sign so far. Julian Gressel will now be the one taking this. Near side, left wing, right-footed into the box. That one scrapped away. Back with Barrial on the left wing. Barrial will boot this forward and into the crowd. First row of the crowd, about right flank, about 45, 50 yards away from goal. Though it looks like it'll be more like 30, 35, depending on where the ball tracked out. And so this ref seemed like it is. Nonetheless, it is 45 with Camacho. Morera, now down the line again with Gressel. Gressel, the few touches. Now with Rossi. Rossi rolling towards the corner on Moreno. Now with Barrial. And Moreno and Barrial able to win it back as the Argentinian Barrial will boot this forward once again. Bend but don't break for Cincinnati. That's how it's been so far. Cincinnati in the first moments were just about trying to get some sort of energy going, and they took advantage of the opportunities at the right moments. As here's Morera clipping it towards the middle with Hernandez. Kubo will give some chase. As is now played forward there by Amundsen. Now towards Yeboah. Left flank. Yeboah now towards Cucho. Off the turn, off the volley. That one blocked away again. Now with Nagbe about 25 out. Middle right part of the pitch. Now far right for Gressel. Tapped again with Morera. Morera around his defender. Morera dashing around. Edge of the box. Morera's shot is blocked. And it's now with Vasquez on the other side. Vasquez going back with a retreating Bupenza. Bupenza playing through towards Vasquez as FC Cincinnati enters the attacking third once again. Vasquez in behind the defense, inside the box. He'll try to cut back there on Nagbe. And Nagbe with enough contact to allow Columbus to get their numbers back. FC Cincinnati retreats about 35 with the right part of the pitch with Gaddis. Kubo back with Gaddis again. That's seen again with Mosquera. Mosquera, the Barrial. Barrial with Moreno. Middle left part of the pitch. Now forward towards Acosta. Acosta trying to get around Morera. Doesn't work. Nagbe will try to go spinning, and he'll go down in the process. Free kick for FC Cincinnati. Yellow card for the culprit, Lucho Acosta. First booking of the day for Acosta. First booking of the day for FC Cincinnati. Presumably, I don't think Acosta had a yellow card in Philadelphia, so he would be safe. The only way he would miss the final is if he would get a second, but it is important. Despite being a 5'3", man, shorter than me, which is saying something. Not too many guys at Cronkite shorter than me. Ben Paris is probably the only guy, but nonetheless, 73rd minute of play, yellow card for Lucho Acosta, and Aaron Bupenza will head towards the bench. Again, 2 good chances to try to get that third goal. It just didn't happen, courtesy of the ref's whistle and simple violations. Nonetheless, Dominique Badji now in the game. Another MLS veteran, played with Colorado Rapids for a long time. Never got to play at a place like this, though. And despite Columbus being good, nonetheless, a free kick will be given for Columbus. 74th minute of play, 17 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in this one for Cincinnati. This one booted forward, fresh off the free kick, out with Yeboah, and off his back foot, loses possession, as with Gaddis again, with Baji. Baji will almost lose possession, nutmegs Yeboah as he gets it back with Gaddis, and now with Kubo down the side again, with Vasquez, tapped with Acosta, Kubo again, Moreno, middle left part of the pitch, 45 out with Murphy. And now with Barreal again. Barreal will tap it with Moreno. Moreno will see the blockage of defense, plays it back with Powell, and now in the defensive side, although it's not really defensive third. Nonetheless, with Acosta. Acosta into some space, rolling towards the attacking third on the left-hand side. 1-2, no good between him and Vasquez. It's clipped away with a chance to go running there for Cucho, but it's seen out there by, it seemed like Powell. Played back with Celentano, who will boot this forward. Down the right-hand side, Baji will try to go off the turn. No foul called on either side as Amundsen will hold play. Semper rolls with the foot, clips it out, clips it forward, edge of the center circle there for Morera. Morera will take the center part of the pitch, now playing it through towards Ramirez, and Celentano will scoop it out. Almost did. He ran out of real estate there in his own box, so he just had to push it out before it was cleared away from his teammates there. But a solid move there from Roman Celentano, keeping his no-shave November beard up for this game, much like myself. With Nagbe again, and now tapped with Camacho. Camacho on the right, again about 50 yards out, and now with Rossi. Down the right side into the attacking third, Ramirez in the middle, and it gets in the back of the net. A simple tap-in, fresh off the cross, and Christian Ramirez off the bench equalizes here in the 75th minute as Columbus tries to get something going. They've cut the lead in half here, and it's a game in Cincinnati. Julian Gressel with the service. Now the question is, hold on. The question is, and I think Taylor Twellman's talking about this, whether or not either Gressel or Ramirez is offside. And I think Ramirez is offside in this case. He was almost, it looked like, I would probably say maybe half a foot offside. And it actually was not Ramirez who touched it last. It looked like it took a deflection off of Celentano and then off of Powell. Again, the biggest question is, Ramirez, did he get a touch? Did he get a touch? And more importantly, is this offside? As it would count right now, it would actually be an own goal off Alvis Powell, who's rolled into the game. Roman Celentano and crew will have to recollect themselves here if this counts, and indeed it will. So, because it was an own goal off Alvis Powell, it will count, and it is not back to square one, but it's definitely much more open than it was up 2-0. Again, people have said before, 2-0 is one of the worst leads to hold in the game of soccer. 77th minute, and it is a game here in Cincinnati. Mosquera will take some touches. We'll send it out towards Murphy on the left part of the pitch. Now with Barreal. Barreal will send it with Acosta. Barreal again. Can't pip it forward. Picked off by Morera. Nagbe into some space. He'll send Barreal into the circle, and he'll try to break away. With Rossi. Back with Nagbe again, as we enter towards the 77th minute as well. Rossi dashing forward, back with Ramirez. Ramirez with Matan, edge of the box now. Amundsen. Amundsen cross blocked away by Powell, and you'll see this out. That is Amundsen on the left side. Edge of the box, taken off the ball by Powell. No foul called, as Powell shoved from behind by Amundsen. Free kick, FC Cincinnati. Dangerous moments, and the football gods have known in this rivalry that there have been so many comebacks. Let's take a look at this offside again. Does it look like Rossi playing the ball to Gressel? Gressel was onside. Ramirez looked offside. Nonetheless, FC Cincinnati, they broke one time. They still have one more life remaining before it goes to a tie game. Celentano on the free kick, send it forward towards Vasquez. He's pushed from behind, so it will be a free kick for FC Cincinnati about 40-45 yards out, as Alan Chapman will check on Vasquez, who's holding his lower back. It looked like it might have been some egregious contact, as Camacho, the one called for the foul. Rudy Camacho's been the one manning the center here today. So free kick now for Acosta. 79th minute of play. And now it's Lucho with the chance. Lucho just trying to tap the ball a little forward. Trying to see his men through. Alex Matan will be the man in the wall. Only man in the wall for this. As Acosta will pip this forward towards Vasquez! And it's in, but a foul in the process. Kind of been the case of the second half so far for Cincinnati. Many chances, but weren't able to do so. Camacho will reset and take the short free kick back towards Morera. Camacho with Schulte. Schulte in his own 6-yard box will take some touches back towards Camacho again. And Camacho will boot this forward, or slide it forward rather, with Matan. Circles around with Rossi into some open space. FC Cincinnati starting to become disbanded defensively as Rossi crosses the center circle. Now Rossi again entering the attacking third. Lofts it over towards the right-hand side for Gressel, fresh off checking in. His cross blocked away by Barrial, skied up in the air, and headed away by Baji. On the far touchline, throw in for Columbus. Steven Morera to take. 80th minute of play here. Matter of life or death. Your season ends tonight if you lose for both sides. As it's with Cucho again into the box. Header! Just high for Diego Rossi. Again, a good dashing run, and Rossi trying to knot it with the left part of his noggin. Just couldn't do so. Goal kick. As Columbus, if it hasn't made certain already, has taken full momentum of this game. And now again, where's Matt Miazga? Where's Nick Hagland if you need him? Where's Obina Wobodo if you need him? I feel like maybe if you're Pat Noonan, maybe you bring him in. Wobodo was listed as one of the reserves. You've had a few guys come in, Baji and Gaddis, for Cincinnati. And we've seen what Gressel and Ramirez have done off the bench. So Celentano was trying to boot this forward quickly, but it looked like it would be brought back. We are officially past 80 minutes here from Cincinnati, Ohio. This may be the host. This may be the place where MLS Cup Final will take place. 4 p.m. Eastern next Saturday. If not, it could be at Lower.com Field. The great state of Ohio will host this year's MLS Cup Final as Celentano will boot this forward. That one headed back by Camacho's, headed forward again by Mosquera, and headed back again by Camacho, as Amundsen will try to play through. Can't find Ramirez in the middle. Baji with Moreno again. Moreno with a few touches, and he'll play it back towards Celentano again. Celentano just within his box, plays it towards Mosquera, as Columbus continues to bring pressure. But it's seen now with with Powell again on the right. Powell continues to make some touches, plays it forward towards Gaddis in the attacking third, down the right-hand side, towards the side, and his cross was blocked away there. Throw-in for FC Cincinnati. As the orange and blue starting to become a little unwrestled here. Little taps on the side there, and another throw-in for Cincinnati. Gaddis, simple touch with Acosta. In the corner, right corner, double teamed. It's got Gaddis right there if you need him. And Gaddis with the last touch, a sumptuous touch into the video boards for a goal kick. Cincinnati, again, you don't have to go into full defend mode right now and play towards a corner, but at times, knowing your defense, it might be sensible to do it at times. As here comes Cucho down the side in the middle. No foul called as Baji retreats back and will pick it up. Again, knocked around with Vasquez. We'll see this all the way back with Celentano. Celentano, just within his box, boots it forward as Baji with a high stick will bring that one down. Little collision between him and Camacho. Play continues, and now it'll be stopped as Dominique Baji will be given a yellow card. Again, thanks for tuning in on this Saturday evening. I'm Mihir Sinhasan. It's been an interesting one so far, and as many people have touted over the years, hell is real, and it can certainly be real in a situation like this. Do the crew have it within them? Do they have the energy within them to get that equalizer and send this one to extra time? Or does FC Cincinnati hold on from 2 goals? Again, it was an own goal by Alvis Powell in around the 75th minute that cut the lead in half. Fresh off a goal by Vasquez in the 14th minute, Lucho Acosta, just moments before stoppage time, made it 2-0. That one played towards Rossi on the end line, and he was unable to keep that one in play. Moreno was seeing that one out. Goal kick, 83rd minute, and Pat Noonan continues to try to pressure down the side. He tries to tell his guys, listen, we got this. We got it down the side. We can do this. Simple notes of encouragement from the FC Cincinnati gaffer. He's been in these situations before. He's won an MLS Cup before for the LA Galaxy. Noonan will continue to talk, and it looks like Obina Wobodo is getting his kit on, so he will be in a little while. Vasquez trying to get around. It won't work as Nagbe's taken down. Free kick for Columbus. Again, around middle part of the pitch. Middle left part of the pitch, that is. Still 65 away from goal for Columbus. Again, so many players on the pitch as here's Matan rolling forward. And he'll have to cut back for a while. Now towards the center left, that is for Nagbe. Nagbe, far left for Amundsen. And now again, dancing around with Matan. Double team, Matan taken off by Gaddis. Last touched, seems like Matan. Throw in for Cincinnati. So one more change coming up for Pat Noonan and crew. And it might be the most important when it comes to possession-wise. Yuya Kubo off. And Obina Wobodo on. Wobodo, who got the defensive, or rather the designated player design when he first came to Cincinnati. One of the 3 players on the squad to get that designation. And a few others including Aaron Bupenza. Yuya Kubo, who's providing an offensive spark, is off. And Wobodo, who was out of the Philadelphia game due to injury, is now back in. Key moments here, as we have 5.5 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Again, I do apologize for the clock. It seems to be a little lag. So the actual game I'm watching is maybe about an hour, a little bit less than what you're seeing on the screen. So I do apologize for that. But nonetheless, back with Columbus we go with Morera. Right part of the pitch, 35 out. Now plays it forward again towards his man Matan. Out far right for Gressel. Gressel will pip this one towards Ramirez. Edge of the box with Rossi. With Cucho. With Rossi again. And he scores. Beautiful combination. And the Columbus crew have equalized here in the 86th minute. Diego Rossi, the summer pickup, nestles it past Roman Celentano in the right corner and sends a sign up to the visiting supporters in the corner of TQL Stadium. It's a tie game in Cincinnati. Comeback somewhat complete, and the game turned on its head once again. And it happened for the second time this year for Cincinnati. Happened in the Open Cup against Inter Miami, up 2-0 before it was 2 late goals, including one from from Leo Campana. Actually, 2 goals from Campana in general. One of them assisted by the great Lionel Messi. And now, once again, FC Cincinnati held a lead going into halftime. Multiple goals this time, squandered away. Back to square one. And now, what do we see here in this Eastern Conference Final? You have to understand, the Cincinnati team does not have momentum. They do not have Matt Miazga. They do not have Nick Hagelin. Matt Miazga did not play in the second Hell is Real game at Lower.com Field. FC Cincinnati lost that game 3-0, or 3-0. 87th minute. Touches with Wobodo. And now with Murphy on the left. Murphy too far for Baji as he sees it out on the end line. Columbus has not been known for second halves. They struggled last year. There's the reason why they missed the playoffs too with Caleb Porter. They would squander so many points towards the end. 3 points would turn into 1. 1 point would turn into nothing. And all of a sudden, the team favored to go to the playoffs were left out. Porter was fired. They brought in Wilfried Nancy. As once again, we have this is the 5th of the last 7th meetings of Hell is Real where we have seen 4 goals. As Powell will send this one, a chest down to Vasquez on the right side of the pitch. Last touched but it seemed like Steven Zawadski who checked in. You look at it, too, this is kind of a reminiscent of the last time these two met at TQL Stadium in 2022, here in the 88th minute. FC Cincinnati got the winner, courtesy of Junior Moreno. Can they do it again? They've got a late goals before. They got the winner against Philadelphia in stoppage time. As Gaddis plays it towards Baji, he'll have to retreat back. Back with Wobedo and Mosquera, and now with Powell, with Celentano, and now towards the left with Murphy. 65 out, one of the last field players back for Cincinnati, as Murphy can't play it through towards Barreal. Picked off by Gressel, and Columbus has movement going forward. Out with the right now with Matan. Matan will look for some options. Back through, overlapped with Gressel. Gressel deflected in. Edge of the box now with Amundsen. Amundsen shot distance, and that's wide left. Deflection on the way out, though, so corner kick coming up for the Crew. I should update the score. Pardon me. But 88th minute of play. 2-2 between Cincinnati and Columbus. What was once a sumptuous lead for Cincinnati has turned into almost nothing. Same goes for the momentum as well. Cincinnati folks continue to boo as Julian Gressel will take this corner right in the left corner at the intersection of the General Folk and the Bailey. 89th minute of play. Gressel whips this one high into the box. Deflected, but it goes wide. Right into the middle there. It looked like Christian Ramirez was the one closest with a chance. 89th. And temper's starting to really murmur for a while. And think about it too. Powell as well. Powell wasn't ready for it. Celentano either. Was a good lucky break for Cincinnati. Both teams have gotten lucky breaks down the side many times. Bupenza with a chance. And he got a goal, but it was called offside first time and then second for handball. 90th minute of play there. I do apologize for the running clock. We will fast forward this once we get to that time and once we get to a situation down the side. Throw in for Columbus here. 90th minute of play. If this result holds, we will go to an extra time. Both extra time periods will be played as Amundsen sends down the line to Rossi. He is shoved from the side, left side that is, from Powell, or Gaddis. Free kick for Columbus. 15 seconds before we head into stoppage time and we await how many are left. Rossi's talking with the ref. He's had a good conversation with Alan Chapman today. I think he's talking about maybe a yellow card. For FC Cincinnati, the only people with yellow cards is Lucho Acosta and Dominic Baji right now. Free kick for Columbus. Julian Gressel, who had the service on the first goal, will take it here as we enter 4 minutes of stoppage time. 4 minutes. Gressel to take this one on the left wing. In-swinger into the box. Headed up! And caught by Celentano. An interesting revert back there. It looked like Amundsen was the one with the chance. And Celentano will now look for some opportunities. 4 minutes of play, but keep in mind the clock you see up there is about 1:20 in front of what the actual thing is. I do apologize for the lag today. Played again towards Moreno in the middle left part of the pitch. He'll survey around. He'll play it with Mosquera. FC Cincinnati in their defensive third. Somewhat shell-shocked from what they've seen. At the same time, they've seen this film so many times before. They don't like the ending of it. Do we have a different ending here? As Columbus player is down. Play continues. As here comes Baji down the left. Baji edge of the box will square that. It's too far for a running Vasquez, who is motoring through the center. Out on the end line. Goal kick for Columbus. Dominic Baji with some space on the left. About 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in regulation here in Cincinnati. And Schulte will try to take his own sweet time. If this were a 90-minute game, this would essentially be a win for Columbus and a loss for Cincinnati. Because it's a playoff game, because hosting duties of the MLS Cup Final are on the line, there is still a lot more to play for. Schulte will take the goal, or rather the free kick. Booting it forward. Can't find Gressel. Barrial sees it out on the far side touchline. Throw in for Cincinnati. It's Barrial, quick throw in towards Wobodo. Flicked forward towards Baji. Knocked around again. Barrial taking off the ball as Wobodo will track back. Back again with Gressel. And now Mosquera taken down, no foul called, as it's back again with Ramirez. Ramirez tapping it around, back with Matan, out towards Gressel on the right. That one knocked away by Mosquera, and Mosquera will keep it in play before it goes out on the touchline. With Acosta again, and he cannot keep it on the touchline. Back with Columbus, right wing, about 40 to play. Or rather, 40-45 away. Pardon me, that's actually going to be a Cincinnati throw-in. Barrial throwing. He'll loft this forward, pipping it towards Mosquera, who will boot this forward high towards Vasquez, and that will be easily seen off the jump by Schulte. About 1 more minute to play in this one, as it looks like Mosquera has gone down. That's the 3rd time today he has needed some sort of attention from Alan Chapman, but he's alright. It looks like he just needed to repair his sock a little bit. Going up with a little laugh and a little smile as well, so it doesn't look as serious as we thought it would be. It looked like might have leaned into the contact there. Couldn't tell who it was. Might have been Ramirez. So about 40-45 seconds left in regulation. Crowd continues to really show up and show out here. Maybe a chance, maybe something down the line for Cincinnati, and Powell lost it. A chance now for Cucho and crew. Down the left side, 30 yards out from goal. Seen away there, guarded by Gaddis. He'll play it back with Ramirez, and now with Nagby in the middle left part of the pitch, 40 yards out. Now with Cucho again. Cucho resets, lofts it into the area for Rossi, too high for him, as it's brought down by Gaddis on the right side of the pitch, edge of the box, and either way, whistle will blow for offside. And with that, the 90 minutes have come to a close. So it's been a fun one, folks. But if you're a Cincinnati fan, it's been a tale of 2 halves. First, goals in the first, and then second, goals allowed in the primary and secondary half. In the secondary half, after FC Cincinnati started the scoring in the 14th minute with Brandon Vasquez, and then in Lucho Acosta in the 45th plus 2 minutes left in stoppage time, it was Columbus to add their take. First an own goal by Powell into the 75th minute, and then around the 85th minute, it was just right in the area, right with a chance to try to steer it on goal, and it was sent into the back of the net by Diego Rossi. Rossi, if Columbus were to get the winner, could play his former team LAFC in the MLS Cup Final. They've got the momentum now as we head towards extra time here. I'll take a quick break, and I'll be back for more right here on my YouTube page. So we're on to extra time here at TQL Stadium in Cincinnati. FC Cincinnati, the orange and blue, thought they were out of the clear. They have 2 goals, and so we are tied up at 2 apiece as we start off the next 30 minutes. I'm Mihir Sinhasan. Thanks for tuning in on this Saturday evening, and it's wary time if you're an FC Cincinnati folk.